Alright, welcome to a full game analysis where I dive in deep regarding my particular offensive scheme and how I choose to exploit defenses. Right now I'm ranked about 1,000 in the game of Madden out of 100,000 players that are ranked. So I'm in the top 1%, just about. And I do it with a passing offense that is designed to emulate this guy right here. Everything about my game is tailored around what this guy has done in the league. He's my all-time favorite player. He's the main reason why I got into football schemes and trying to learn it. I'm a guy that tries to emulate everything that he does. So the same plays that he loved to run are the plays that I run. I run a no-huddle offense. I thrive on reading the defense pre-snap and checking in and out of plays that maximize our ability to exploit whatever the defense is running. Okay, his favorite plays were the levels play and the verts. So here, right here, this is the core play that you'll see me run in this particular video. Madden has it wrong because they don't understand football at all. This is really a 4 verts play, and the 2 outside receivers will convert into comeback routes if they are capped. But since they don't understand football, they code the play like this. Okay, so this will have to do. This is the play that you will see me run over and over again against particular opponents because it's very good against single high defenses, and that's something that a lot of people love to run in this game. Cover 3 and sprinkle in some cover 1, I guess, here and there. So here's the thing. What do you think this guy's running? Remember, if you watch my pre-snap, how to read defenses pre-snap, what is this particular defense? Well, this is a cover 0 blitz. You can tell by the corners being aligned off. You can see the safety being covering the slot receiver. So right away, this is a cover 0 blitz. Now, funny story is when this was happening, I was distracted. My son was doing something, so he did this. He put it to where the defense would align in their original alignment, but it's still the same play. So when I got to the screen, I noticed that he was in this defense, and I didn't know that he originally was playing cover 0 blitz because I was distracted. So my first thought is, well, how do I don't know what this is. Is cover 4 or cover 0? So how do I exploit both of those defenses so there's nothing he can do? Well, we look at this right here. You see this corner? He's in off press, and then you look at the second defender in underneath, and we see that he's inside. So I want you to think, what's the primary route that you can run by an outside receiver that will exploit the leverage of this outside corner and this second defender in? Okay, so a little quick tidbit about my offensive scheme. My scheme is a no-huddle offense, of course. We don't have a lot of formations. We thrive on attacking the weakness of the defense. Okay, I like to hot route very little. Okay, I like to utilize the route combinations of the play because I firmly believe that there should be somewhere to go with the football with every play design, and if not, then you need to check into something that can maximize the potential against the particular defense that's being run. Okay, so with that being said, if you're looking at this particular corner here, let's just imagine that it's just him and the outside receiver that he's playing, okay, who's outside the numbers you can't see on the screen. Let's just say it's just the quarterback, that receiver, and this corner, okay, and he's in off man technique. We don't know if he's in a quarter zone, whatever. What routes could the receiver run that would make it impossible for this corner to cover based upon his leverage pre-snap? Okay, that would be the drag route, a slant route, a quick 5-yard in, a 5-yard out. Those particular routes, this corner would have absolutely no chance in impacting the throw. Okay, because he's just giving up way too much room underneath. Okay, now some defenses are designed for the corner to align this way because sometimes you want to give up that underneath stuff based on down and distance situations or whatever. Okay, so that's neither here nor there. So with that in mind, I mean, this is how you can come up with ways to attack the leverage of a defense if you don't know what they're running, okay? Which I didn't know. I wasn't keen on understanding on what exact thing he was running because I was distracted at first. Okay, so when I turned my head, this is really like the first thing I pretty much saw. Okay, so 5-yard out, 5-yard in, slant, drag, whatever. We know that now. That's if there's no one else on the field. But now you put all these other players on the field because they're obviously on the field, right? And what other player on this field can impact a quick throw to that outside receiver? Certainly not the safety on the other side of the field, or the defensive end covering our right tackle. The next best player to impact the throw to our outside receiver on an underneath throw is the second defender in, which is this linebacker. So with the slant, the drag, 5-yard in and 5-yard out, which one of those routes is something that this particular player would not be able to cover based upon where he is pre-snap? Okay, now if you answered the 5-yard out, you are correct. So if the corner can't defend it and the second defender in can't defend it, well then that's the perfect throw that you can throw against this coverage based upon leverage. Okay, so that's one of the out routes, one of the few routes that I go to in my particular scheme when I hot route. So that was my read. So my post snap key is the second defender in. Post snap, I'm looking at him all the way. He will tell me if I'm going with this out route. I snap the ball, he's sitting flat. So right away, first step, I knew I'm throwing the out route. 3-step drop, throw it in rhythm. It's going to be a long day for this guy. Alright, so I go to my, first I make my adjustments. And right away, now see, this time I wasn't distracted. So I saw that the free safety was hovering over my second wide receiver in, and then I see the corners in off technique, so I knew it was cover zero blitz again. Right away, this is telling me what this guy is about. He called cover zero blitz the first time, our first play against one another with my offense and his defense, and here we are, the second play in the game, he's calling it again. Okay, so right away we get a feel for what this guy is. He's a guy who wants to get pressure. He wants to bring maximum pressure. He wants to dictate the flow of the game. And I have no problem with that, because I don't care what coverage you're running. I know the weakness of every single one, and I will torture you if you do not, if you show me what you're going to run pre-snap. If you don't somehow try to like disguise what you're doing, I am going to torture you. Okay, so now that I know that he's in cover zero blitz, the play that I originally had was the PA comeback. That's one of the few defensive pressures, defensive shell coverages that it's not very good against. Okay, so PA comeback is something that's very good against single high defenses, and it's weaker against double high safety look defenses and cover zero. So being that I was in that play in my offensive scheme, I know Huddle offense, I check out of that play because it's not good against this particular defense, and I check into something that is very good against that defense. Okay, so since he's running cover zero, off man, you see how the man-to-man defense, they're playing off, they're not pressing. So I check into something that will exploit that very hard. So I check into the slants, the quick slants play here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I bring my running back from left side of the offense to the right side. I'm not going to go into detail on why I do that. And I have double slants on the left. My post snap read, I'm looking for the inside user. Okay, if the user is floating inside, then I throw the outside slant because he's going to try to robber the inside slant route. If he's not inside, then I throw the inside route. You will see me snap the ball here. And you will see the user, he's inside somewhere. There he is, you see him? Right away, right when I snap the ball, this is when I knew I'm throwing the outside slant. So I threw the outside slant because the user was inside, buzzing underneath the inside slant. So you can go back and watch it, and you'll notice that he was playing hard on the inside slant as the user. He was usering the blitzing linebacker. So next drive, offensive drive, PA comeback, and I noticed that he was in single high defense, so I know this is some type of cover 3. This play is very good against that, because those deep comebacks attack the area of the field in which the underneath coverage really can't impact the throwing lane in the window needed to throw those. Next play I knew was cover 3 again, so I decided to throw the quick out. I knew the corner, even though he was pressing the line of scrimmage, I knew he wasn't going to impact the throw because he was playing in between the outside receiver and the inside receiver. And I know that the corner is going to play like a bail technique in that particular instance. He's in cover 3 again. He just likes to realign them in their original alignment, so we run the cover 3 beater. PA comeback, we throw it outside technique, outside ball, catch the ball. Rest of the video, I don't think I'm going to stop it and do any analytics, just to shorten the video. I'll do more of that in other videos. So here I noticed, I didn't know what defense this was because it looked like a cover 4 pre-snap, and then he brought the corners down, so it looked like some type of cover 2 deal. So I checked into a running play, and I looked at the safeties when I snapped the ball. I still didn't understand what he was running, which is why I didn't go to no huddle immediately. I wanted to see what play he was running, and it was cover 3. So he did the same thing again, and I knew it was cover 3 again, despite the cover 2 look pre-snap. So I ran the cover 3 beater that I run, which is PA comeback here, and my wide receiver just dropped the ball there. I should have threw it to the other side. Green had way more space. He's running the same play, so I'm just gonna keep running it. Again, this play in my scheme is something that Peyton Manning would run all the time. 4 verts. That's what the PA comeback really should be. As I stated earlier, it should be 4 verts, and the outside receivers will convert into comeback routes if they are capped over the top. So, if it was like cover 2 zone or cover 2, that sort of thing, they would convert into comeback routes on the outside. But again, this is Madden. The developers don't understand football. They're terrible at understanding football, so they put the PA comeback play in there and they just have it wrong. Okay, it should be a play designed where the outside receivers convert into comeback routes. That was my only mistake of the game. That's the one weakness in my game that I'm trying to improve, and that's my red zone passing offense. And I'm getting better at it. There I was just like, I don't know what I was thinking there. I should have threw the ball a little bit earlier to that same receiver, and it would have been a touchdown. So we'll just go to the next offensive drive. I noticed that this guy just loved to sit in cover 3 all game. Like, that's just, he doesn't want to play anything else. I was sure that this was cover 3 lock again, and it was. Deep comeback route. This is a funny drive. I want you to watch this drive and see what his response is to me running this cover 3 beater against his cover 3 zone. So now look at him. He's using the outside corner there, and I still could have thrown the outside comeback to AJ Green on that side because he was so afraid of getting beat deep. So look at his response. So now he doesn't want to play the outside corner. He wants to play the underneath seam flat player. And he obviously does that because he's afraid of getting beat deep if he plays the outside corner. So I just throw it to the other side. He's the safety again, so guess what? I'm going to throw it to the other side. Like, dude, you have to get out of cover 3 here. I'm just going to torture you. But he's just stubborn. A lot of people are stubborn in this game. Either that or they don't understand coverages, and so he picks the other side. So guess where I'm throwing? The other side. Like, what do you... Hey, it is what it is. If you're going to run the same thing over and over again, I'm going to run the play that destroys it over and over again. And again, we're in no huddle offense, my scheme, so we hurry up and run the next play, and he doesn't have time to think. He's scrambling, moving players around, thinking I'm going to pass the ball again, and guess what? It's a run. Had I went to the huddle and picked a running formation, he would have had an ample time to pick the correct formation to deal with my running play and give us problems. That's the benefits of running a no huddle offense. One of the benefits. He's a stubborn cover 3 player, doesn't want to leave cover 3, so guess what? I'll run the same play. Whatever you want to do. So I pick PA comeback, and this time he changes it up, I believe, if I can remember. Or is this the same thing? Yeah, I had a feeling that this wasn't cover 3, and it wasn't. I watched the safety. No, I think it was. That's my fault. Let's see here. What was it? Yeah, that's right. It was cover 4 drop. Is post snap, even when I run the ball, I look at the safeties and I watch where they go. And I noticed that they didn't rotate into cover 3 post snap. So I knew that he changed it up. He didn't want to play cover 3 anymore. So this looks like cover 2 man. So I audible into a running play to exploit the fact that we have enough blockers to deal with the soft box. This time I checked into my cover 2 man beater and I noticed that he was the outside corner on the blitz there. So keep that in mind. I keep that in mind for later. Again, we run the running play there because he has a soft box. Back to our no huddle action. Again, this looks like 2 man, cover 2 man. Check into the run. He audibled at the last second. That was a bad run by me. I should have cut it inside a little bit earlier. Back to the no huddle. Looks like he checked in the cover 2 zone there. Because this looks like cover 2 zone. It is. Check into the run. We should get a lot more yardage on that, but it's the Bengals. So I knew that this was cover 2 zone, so I checked into a play that exploits cover 2 zone here. Weak side post route, and he drops the ball. I've ran that play maybe 200 times, and that's the first time I've seen him drop a wide open pass like that over the middle like that. I want you to watch the train of events that happens here. Remember, he was the outside corner on the blitz? Well, he did it again. He's the outside corner on the blitz, and I failed to remember that on this play. I knew it was cover 2, so I checked into a cover 2 beater, and I was able to get off of that blitzing corner and throw where I wanted to throw, but because of the blitz, it threw off the rhythm. It would have been a completed pass, I believe, had I have not been impacted by the blitz. So I just wanted to show you the turnover here. Cover 0 blitz on 3rd and 4. Got the pick, and we're back at it. I mean, this guy's a stubborn cover 3 player. I thought he would go back to cover 3, but he showed this too high look. This looks like cover 2 man. So this time, remember, he's the outside corner again. So I knew that. So how do we deal with that? It seemed like the offense would not block him. So what you do is you take the ID the mic. You see me IDing him as the mic? That means he's the 5th player in the protection that my offense, no matter what, he will be picked up. So I called my protection to deal with him, and we get a hefty gain there. That's just beautiful. You see there that he was running cover 2 zone, and he's the blitzing corner. But that's just understanding, like, when a guy comes out in a particular formation and a particular look, and he does one thing, understanding that, you know, when he's coming on a blitz pressure that the offensive line doesn't pick up twice, the ID the mic feature is good for that. Maybe I'll go in another video about what the ID the mic is for. This I knew was cover 0 blitz, so I check into my cover 0 blitz beater, 2 man. I mean, that's just easy claps. I mean, I could talk about a lot more about what transpired there, but I'm not going to. Too much to talk about. This time, it's cover 0 blitz again, but he pressures Green. Watch how Green destroys this guy off the line. And that was the game. I mean, this game, I mean, we won the game. He didn't do very well in his next drive. So I believe we had 5 drives in that game, offensive drives. Got 4 touchdowns, and 1 was an interception. But even on the play with the interception, it wasn't like we didn't drive all the way down the field. We drove all the way down the field on that particular drive, and we just made a mistake in the red zone. Okay. Key elements of that game, you really didn't get to see a lot of adjustments from my particular offensive scheme. And the reason why you didn't was because my opponent wasn't adjusting. My scheme is a scheme that adapts to what the defense is doing. You run cover 0, I'm going to attack cover 0's weakness. You run cover 1, I'm going to attack the weakness of cover 1. If you play cover 3 every play, I'm going to attack cover 3 with cover 3 beaters every play. So, my offense can look boring and look like the same play every play if your defense is the same play every play, because I'm going to run what attacks it every play. So, I only say that because I don't want people to see this and think that that's all I run all game. I run what is optimal, what I believe is optimal against what the defense is running. So I've had games where I'm running all different types of stuff because the guy is changing it up, switching to cover 2, switching to cover 3, switching to cover 4, going to, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. That's when you see a lot of adaptability out of my offense. But when I'm playing against a guy like that who primarily only plays, I think he only played 3 different coverages the whole game. Cover 3 zone, he ran cover 2 zone with a blitz with a soft squat on the outside, and he ran cover 2 man a couple of times and cover 0 blitz, and we just exploited it over and over again. So that gives you a small taste of my offense. Maybe in another video I'll show you my scheme in total, so you can get a gist of what I like to run. So hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you look forward to more videos. Take care.